Imagine this. One stick figure steps out of your chest and whispers, "You're not good enough." Then, another steps out and replies, "You've overcome worse." Both prepare to fight, because only one voice gets to rule your mind. For most of his life, Leo didn't realize a war was being fought inside his mind. It didn't look like swords or shouting. It wasn't loud or obvious, but it was constant. It showed up in small moments, when he made a mistake, when he hesitated, when he looked in the mirror and didn't like what he saw. That's when the voice would whisper, "You always screw this up. Why even try? You're just not good enough." It didn't scream. It didn't have to, because Leo believed it. Until one day, something shifted. He had a quiet moment after failing to meet a goal, and instead of listening to that familiar voice, he paused, and another voice came through, softer but clearer. "You're learning. This setback doesn't define you. Try again, just a little smarter this time." It surprised him, because he didn't know he had a choice. He didn't know the voice of doubt wasn't the only one allowed to speak. That day, Leo realized something powerful. He wasn't just hearing thoughts. He was choosing which thoughts to believe. And from then on, every time the negative voice stepped forward, he didn't just sit there and listen. He challenged it. He questioned it. And little by little, he began to respond instead of react. The rule: you can't silence your inner critic completely, but you can train your inner coach to speak louder. And when you respond with truth, with kindness, with evidence, you build something stronger, a shield of confidence, not built from perfection, but from proof that you've made it through before. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending to be fearless. It's about choosing which voice leads you forward and which one you leave behind. The duel may never fully disappear, but the outcome, that's in your hands. You should know that's your mind isn't a fixed hard drive. It's more like a malleable software environment. Through neuroplasticity, your brain rewires itself in response to repeated thoughts and actions. By deliberately coding new mental habits, you can replace outdated, self-limiting beliefs with empowering programs that drive growth. Let's talk about Maya. For as long as she could remember, Maya believed her mind was a fixed machine. Once it was programmed, that was it. Every doubt, every fear felt like an unchangeable line of code running in the background. Then, one evening, after wrestling with the same old, "I can't learn this" thought, she paused and imagined something new. A tiny control room inside her skull, full of screens and glowing wires. In that moment, she realized her thoughts were not fate. They were scripts she could edit. She leaned in and pressed a virtual button labeled "Inspect Belief." There it was on the main screen, in bold red text, "I'm just not a math person." That was her first bug. Next, she clicked "Diagnose Distortion" and saw the error: all or nothing thinking. Armed with this insight, Maya reached for the Insert Growth Mindset module. On screen, the old line of code vanished, replaced with "Practice I can improve." But she knew no edit sticks until she ran it. So she hit "Apply repetition in equals 30." Every day for a month, she whispered her new line of code before tackling a math problem. Slowly, the screen's progress bar crept forward, neural pathways lighting up like fresh circuitry. Finally, she opened her Log and Refine console to review the results. Where she once froze at complex formulas, she now felt curiosity instead of dread. A few error messages still popped up, old fears lurking, but she tweaked her snippet, "I learned from mistakes," and recompiled. Over time, Maya discovered her greatest power wasn't innate talent. It was the ability to rewrite her own mind. By spotting buggy beliefs, diagnosing distortions, inserting positive programs, repeating them faithfully, and refining as needed, she built a brain that worked for her, not against her. And that, more than any test score, was her real upgrade. The good news here that you can do the same, my friend. In the end, if you benefited from the video, do not hesitate to apply it immediately, my friend. Also, if you like the content, you can subscribe and activate the bell button to develop yourself.